Well, my name is Ken. Where to start? It goes way back, but shoot. Married for about 14 years. Raised some children that were not mine, but the marriage was based on lies all around between the both of us. It was more of a convenience, and alcohol played a big part in it, and early on drugs did also. Alcohol finally was taking its toll on me, and I decided I'd come to Grants Pass. It's about probably 5 years ago, and go through a program at the Gospel Mission. It's the Ray Allen Center, which is no longer, and get sobered up and try to reestablish my relationship with my wife. We had been divorced, but we still wanted to be together. Thought we did. And that kind of dissolved. But I still wanted to move on with my life and just live a better life. Stayed at the mission for about 11 months. I was sober. Started taking care of legal issues and stuff from my past, and fell back into alcohol again. I left the mission for a while, ran around the streets. I met a few people at the mission, a fellow by the name of Manny Berkman, and he was a real friend at the time. I saw him fall while I was still sober, and then I fell and he went back to sobriety. I didn't see him for a few years. I bounced around the streets, back to the mission, couldn't quite get it back together, back to the bottle, back to the street. That went on for probably about a year, just living here and there, behind this dumpster, behind this spot here, this alley, that alcove, whatever. And I shower up at the Christian Network Service Center up there by Dorcas, and happened to go in there one day, and I ran into Manny, and he was also with Jim Hurst, and we got to talking. He's like, "Ken, so how you doing, man?" And I was just burnt out from the street. I mean, everyday life was pointless. I was starting to get just, what is the point? And Manny mentioned the farm, and that he'd been out there, because I hadn't really kept track of him, and I'd heard something about it. He mentioned that he'd been walking with the Lord for about 3 years, and I was kind of, wow. He goes, I could probably set up an interview with JP out there. I was like, he goes, would you be interested? And I was like, well, sure. He goes, well, let me make a call. And we got talking, and I had my beer. I was all set for the day. Got my shower. Well, actually, I didn't get my shower. I was going to get my shower. And he's like, well, we got to talking, and it's like, well, if you want to quit, because I tried to quit, but people would let me stay at their house, and after about 2 or 3 days, I go through the DTs real bad and get to shaking, and I'd almost reached that peak where I was past the sick part, and they'd usually find a reason to, well, you gotta go. And I'd back to the street, so comfort, back to the bottle. And Jim Hurst said, well, we can fix that. I'll keep you at my house as long as it takes for you to get through that, and until we can get you out to the farm, you know. And so I said, okay. He goes, but the thing is, if it's something you want to do, you want to do it right now. So I took my bottle and I dropped it in the garbage and said, let's go. I rode around with him doing street ministry for most of the day. Manny had an appointment, so I was cruising around with Jim. He went to talk to his wife and say, guess what, we got a guest. And he came out of the restaurant where she works, and all of a sudden I saw him stop and answer his phone. And it was JP. And he said, well, when he got in the truck, he goes, man, good news. And not so good news, but real good news. He goes, my wife wasn't real excited. Matter of fact, she kind of was, no. But JP called, and we're going to go meet him where he's doing a job, and he's just going to take you out to the farm. And from my understanding, that's the first time that's ever happened, and it's been all uphill since then, and nothing but good. JP has been quite an instrument in my walk with the Lord. He's been basically a gentle rudder steering me towards a different way of thinking, and guiding me through the Bible, basically, and learning how to change my mind and the way I think. And it's just, I can't really describe what the Lord's doing to me, except for He's doing it. And it's incredible. I've just seen so many doors open that I never thought were possible. Things that I wrote off as will never happen are happening. Made a lot of friends that in the past would have just been acquaintances. And I talked to people that I never thought would have any interest in me, and they've actually taken an interest in me and what I really have to say. And I've kind of become the person that I really am, instead of putting on a front behind a bottle of alcohol. And it's been great. Made a lot of friends, especially at the farm. Seen guys come and go, seen some successes and some not so successful adventures out there, but just keep them in prayer. And that's been my experience at the farm.